Live from the After Party Studios in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Bevo. Got the rest of the squad in the building. Sexton Hardcastle will give us a offensive UFC 226 preview. Card looks loaded. I see a couple of Mo Sports Talk favorites on there.
Boy, you're right.
I am very interested in the co-main event. It might be a stop-down situation for your boy DA. Hendo in the building will give us, I don't even know what, it will be Dylon hot fire as it pertains to Paul George if the phone conversation we had yesterday is any indication. But without further ado, let's get to it. LA Lakers and LeBron James agreed to a 4-year, $154 million contract. Third year is a player option. It was a very interesting blog written in Deadspin about this is an indicator that LeBron trusts the Lakers, trusts the brain trust, trust the vision that Magic presented to him, according to Ramona Shelburne on ESPN. They spent hours at LeBron's house with Magic doing his pitch. Didn't necessarily needed to include Kawhi for now. What your man Woj reports those negotiations are still going on. All right, for those that have been listening to Mo Sports Talk, I appreciate your patronage. I am a Laker fan. I was born a Laker fan. My father is a Laker fan, and this is wild. Okay, for the first time in 7 years, there are actual expectations. This is sort of a reminder of, let's see, when did Shaq come to LA? 97, 96?
97.
Sort of around that time with Shaq and Kobe. Jumped on the scene, and it was the promise of a championship. But in this new NBA, where players are doing a lot more to control their destiny, this is going to be pretty wild. So, Lakers have added LeBron. They have added Rajon Rondo. And as a longtime Celtic hater and a longtime Rondo hater, that will be the most emotional part of this rooting Lakers season. And most importantly, let us not tread lightly on this. Lance Stevenson is a Laker, okay? Now, for those that have continued to listen to Mo Sports Talk and know that I'm a Laker fan, y'all know that I would say Lance Revolution, future Laker, as far back as 2013, 2014. Love this game. I am a devotee of the swingman, and it looks like if the Lakers roster stays as is, me and Don Nelson will be making sweet love somewhere in Hawaii at his, establishment, okay? While it's nothing but 6'8" people running up and down the court for my Lakers. So check this out. And again, we know that the Kawhi Leonard trade is being discussed. But as of now, you could have 6'7" Lonzo Ball, 6'6" Lance Stevenson, 6'8" LeBron James, 6'7" Kyle Kuzma, and whatever height. How tall is Brandon Ingram? We've seen him in person. How tall is he?
7 foot.
And 7 foot Brandon Ingram, but he is a wing guy as well. The ultimate in positionless basketball. This is great, okay? After getting over the surrealness that I'm still sort of in, that LeBron is actually a Laker, it is official, man. It's time for expectations. It is time for me to be back under the covers for Game 7 like I was in 2010, hoping that Kobe could make at least one of those 24 shots that he took up. So, as of now, I still don't think this is enough to take over the Dubs because continuity thing, I got to see what the product is like on the court. Will Luke Walton even be my coach, at this time? Well, not at this time, but in the spring of 2019. I think so. I think he has earned the right to continue on with this, and I don't think coaching LeBron will be that difficult of a situation. Lance is a Laker. This is great. Chris, let's stay with the Lakers. We have been in contact for the last 24 hours about a lot of this. Go ahead and share some of your thoughts on air, please.
Oh, yeah, I think it was impressive. You got arguably the greatest player of the generation, maybe all time, depending on what you think of that. Look, man, at the end of the day, he's going to bring talent to LA. I think that's most important. I think that was the thing that maybe was a lost sight with Kobe Bryant. He didn't really recruit the talent as well, or people wanted to play amongst Kobe or play with him.
Right. His thoughts on that was the championships The name on the front of the jersey should recruit you. You should just want to come here because you want to win.
Yeah, and I just think that's a tough one for me. But my thing is, I think it was great. I think it was a great idea to bring LeBron in. I thought the Lance Stevenson move was great. It's like you got the antagonist, the ultimate antagonist, to join along with LeBron. And Lance doesn't. And look, this may be all into what LeBron was talking about. He wanted to play off the ball more. Maybe this is going to be the first time ever in history we're going to see LeBron actually play off the ball. I mean, they brought in two great ball handlers, Rajon Rondo and Lance Stevenson. You still got Lonzo Ball, who's a great ball handler, I think, personally, for a rookie. I think that this may be LeBron's opportunity to not have to run the offense all the time. I don't think the Lakers are done. I think they got some tricks up their sleeves. I think that you can put a package together. Those aforementioned rookies and Brandon Ingram may not be on his team. They just announced that they renounced Julius Randle, so he's an open free agent, open market. It's going to be a tough market for him because there's no. In this case, now to me, the only scenario I can think of that would have worked, and I know you may have put back on that, would be that if there was this whole Boogie deal where that would have to be the trade, where Julius Randle goes to New Orleans, where he plays with a former teammate of his, Anthony Davis, and then they go off of that. But other than that, I thought the Lakers did a marvelous job. I think they got rid of some things. They improved, I think, defensively for me personally. I think that when you improve there, that helps out a lot because Cleveland's biggest issue last year wasn't offensively, even though they did have their moments, but defensively they were getting shredded. And now you got, like you said, 6'7" guys. LeBron mentioned about playing with smart guys. Look, I know the jokes are about Lance Stevenson, but Lance Stevenson is a great playmaker. I think he's vastly underrated for playmaking. I know we get caught up in the crossovers and the antics, but I think he's one of the best playmakers that when he's on right. I think that when you get around LeBron, I think the expectation is different for those guys. I think there's a maturity level that kind of what Kobe brought to Ron Artest. I think that's something that you can look at with Lance Stevenson and those guys. And look, JaVale McGee was a good move. I think that you get with JaVale, maybe offer some intel to say, okay, you were part of this Warriors team. What is something that we can learn?
Breaking news, Julius Randle, Pelicans, 2 years, $18 million.
I didn't even know that. So my thing on that, that's an indication that DeMarcus Cousins is not going to probably end up being back because you got to think about that lineup. There's no way Julius Randle's going to play the three. So
even though they still need a three, even after paying Solomon Hill $48 million.
And they need a point guard now. Because
they're going to sign Elfrid Payton.
Okay, they got paid.
So they're going to go would you have chosen Elfrid Payton over Rondo, especially after what Anthony Davis was saying about Rondo?
Yeah.
Man, there's a couple of guys out there right now that kind of got my eye, which I hope the Mavs retain one of those guys. But, man, I don't know about that. But, look, that's it right there. So, to me, maybe Boogie is a foregone mentioned Laker that we don't know about. And to me, you put that lineup together, you get a lot of interest because then you get a lot. And that's a lot to take in. But I was impressed with the Lakers. I think that Magic did his job. He got the big fish, as they would say. We have been about 6 or 7 years, or 8 years, 10 years removed from Lakers signing anybody worth of significance. And now they got a big fish. Not only did they get the big fish, they got the most important player in the league. And he changed everything. You went from being a 10th seed to now being the top 3 seed easily.
I mean, your title chances shot from
they won 35 games last year, right?
10th to 3rd. Yeah, they won 35 games.
LeBron had you about 15 games, right? I think if you put LeBron, Lance, and those guys on the court together, that gets you about 15 more wins. That's a 50-win team right there. Now, in the West, of course, that's a little different, which we'll talk about that. But, yeah, I'm impressed.
Excellent. All right. Let's bring our Orlando Magic correspondent in here. Here's Orlando Magic have added Aaron. Speaking of the Julius Randle market, both came out in the same year. Both were restricted free agents. Orlando decides to keep Aaron Gordon, 4 years, $94 million, whereas Julius Randle goes 2 for 18. Now, if you just look at things from a highlighting perspective, look, Aaron Gordon had some spectacular moments this past year, okay? And went healthy. Randle, for the most part, was healthy and, produced. I think they both gave about 17 and 8, 17 and 7 in terms of points and rebounds. Are you satisfied with the numbers given to Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that because who else is going to spend the money on, to be honest with you? I mean, Orlando isn't like a big free agent market anyway, so they had to spend the money. I'm glad they kept Aaron Gordon. However, what y'all gonna do with all these damn swing man and power forward that's on the team though? So I mean, hopefully in free agency, I think like Tyler Utis is out there. You know, it's some point guards out there, but I'm cool with them keeping Aaron Gordon. But also, you probably gonna have to go ahead and just move away from Vucevic eventually because you need some kind of guard play. And then Mario left to the Knicks. So
does Vucci have trade value?
I mean, combine him with one of the swing man, you probably get a nice serviceable guard.
Who's got a bad swing man contract on your team? Because I don't think
to be honest, they're all kind of favorable.
They're favorable contracts. You need somebody to take Bismack.
Yeah.
I need somebody to take Lil Oding's contract. I need you to take somebody to take Bismack's contract, but no one has cap space to take them
or want to,
unless you attach a first round pick to it. And I don't think Orlando should be in the business of trading first round picks.
Can't afford to, give away no first round pick. But I'm cool with it though. Like I said, hopefully they get some guards. I do like, the Mo Bamba, Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac, Jonathan Simmons.
That is
talking about that's a lot of There's
a lot of nappy hair. A lot of can't go back.
That's a lot of Michael Finley's. Michael Finley froze.
Okay, Michael Finley froze. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at this list. I see that Mike Scott is a Clipper now, the former emoji tattooed superstar of the Wizards and Hawks. Your boy Jose Calderon went to the Pistons.
Oh, JJ did go back to Philadelphia after they lost, 2 of their shooters already?
So JJ Redick returns to Philly,
Yeah.
1 year, $12 million. He took a $10 million pay cut. Randall took a $3 million pay cut if you figure his 5th year did not get picked up for 12. Now, he turned 12 into 18, but then 18's over 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is, we have to realize this: the market next year is going to be pretty bad. There's no money.
Yeah, there's no money till 2020 when some of those 2016 contracts come off the books.
Now, of course, with DeAndre Jordan, which we need to
we'll definitely get to the Mavs situation in the next hour. The next segment.
But yeah, the market is dry. You got to take what you can get and just hope that next year when those teams like the Mavericks have money, they start resurfacing. Because man, just good luck.
Speaking of the Mavs, former Mav Nerlens Noel, who once turned down 4 years and $67 million, has now agreed to a 2-year minimum deal with the Thunder.
2 years, $3 million.
$3 million.
That's it.
He's making Derrick Rose money.
He said he has a veteran minimum, bro.
I didn't even know he qualified as a veteran already.
Yeah.
All right, Derek Favors stays with the Utah Jazz, 2 years and $36 million to continue to join with Rudy Gobert to make a solid front line for the Utah Jazz.
Tyreek went to Indiana.
So he did go to Indiana. Officially 1 year for $12 million. Listen, Tyreek had another 25-5 season last year, points, rebounds, and assists. And could only turn that into a 1-year deal. I understand that he, as a Grizzly, he's like, nah, I'm good there. I don't think the Grizzlies was trying to offer him money or big money with Parsons, Conley, and Marc Gasol on the books.
I think it was probably more trusting him injury-wise, though, over anything.
As Mookie said already, Alfred Payton joins the New Orleans Pelicans he's now their starting point guard, right? All right, and the numbers on Aaron Gordon are $84 million. My bad, not $94 million. KCP returns back to the Lakers. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope returns to the Lakers on a 1 year, $12 million contract. So essentially, his Laker career has been a 2 year, $30 million deal. Your man Sal Mejri.
Return. Now I'll tell you why.
Back to the Mavs. Okay, we'll get to because we need to have time for the Mavs thing because there's a couple of layers to peel back. Junior Robinson. Okay, well it's the third Robinson, but Junior Robinson, Glenn Robinson the third, former Pacer, joins the Pistons.
I like that.
I do like that too.
I would have loved to have him on my team. 6'9".
Yeah,
athletic. Play too.
Brandon Jennings. He was out of the league for a year.
He came back to do the playoffs.
Yeah, he joined the Milwaukee Bucks, and they guaranteed his contract for next year at $2.2 million. Fred VanVleet.
Bet on himself.
2 years, $18 million. Still only 24 years old. He will hit free agency again. Like Chris said, the summer of 2020 is sort of when the next cap, more teams will have space because a lot of these teams don't have space because of what happened in the summer of 2016, okay? Like you remember Portland jumped out, gave Al Farouk 4 years and $28 million. Gave Evan Turner 5 years and $75 million. Gave Mo Harkless some big dollars. And now they can't get rid of none of them.
Well, and then you get a situation where there's two players that are upset because their team got rid of certain players.
Jay Davis. Yeah.
They got their Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum reportedly went into the front office upset about Ed Davis.
I agree. Ed Davis only goes to Brooklyn for $4.4 million for the backup lefty big. I mean, he
had a serviceable year.
Yeah.
he's a damn good backup big. He's a rotational big.
And then you get the Devin Booker news. You heard what happened to him and Tyler Ulis.
So he's mad at listen, Devin Booker. You want to start flexing early, so when you actually have the chops to flex, you know, there's some meaning behind it, but nah, man, you can't, not the best player on that squad, and feeling like you got something to say. And I don't want to just put it on Devin Booker as the reason why they're losing. That's a horrible organization, but you can't start yelling about like Tyler, like seriously. Like I wouldn't tell that to Tyler Ulis' face, but we can't be tripping over Tyler Ulis not being on your squad.
That's not the reason though.
And I'll tell you a good move.
What the hell was that? No, stop, Brooks. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. Trevor Ariza, who, you know, I did put an ounce of hype beast on this news when they said he was going to join the Suns. He takes 1 year and $15 million to join the Warriors. But he took 1 year and $15 million to join the Suns instead, where they are Orlando Magic West. Let's count the swingmen on that team. So you got Devin Booker, Josh Jackson, T.J. Warren, Dragon Bender, Jared Dudley, my man Sean Paul.
He's still playing.
Yes. You got to have a veteran over there somewhere.
That's what's your reason.
And Marquise Chris.
Ooh-wee.
They got 7 dudes that basically play 2 positions, the 3 and the 4. I guess you put Devin Booker at the 2?
Yeah.
And they got T.J. Warren too, right?
Right, we said T.J. Warren. So it's 7 of them. They let Alex Lynn go, but still got Tyson Chandler. They don't have
They cut Allen Williams, which is very shocking. He played some serviceable minutes for them.
He's
young.
And now they don't have a point guard. So Orlando and Phoenix, a plethora of swingmen and no point guard.
Well, that's where the Lakers might have to trade somebody.
But who? For who? I mean, who are your point guards?
And you know what?
Other than like Tyler Ulis, I guess. Like that, Elfrid Payton got snatched up.
I'll tell you a good move, or re-sign actually. I thought was one of the best moves this offseason was Will Barton staying in Denver.
Yes, Will Barton getting 4 years and $54 million from the Nuggets, and they gave Nikola Jokic 5 and $148. Now, and speaking of contracts, they got to get rid of. Anybody want a Plumlee, bro, or your man Wilson, bad hip Chandler?
I think I would take Fareed on that spine.
Yeah, but you have to take one of them other 2 contracts like with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna like they're gonna be like, okay. Yeah, see you want that. See, you gotta take one of their contracts to get one of those players. Because you're right. I think Kenneth Fareed is valuable as an expiring. But you gotta take Wilson Chandler with you too. Because they're gonna have to pay Jamal Murray soon as well.
Yeah.
This quick question. Is Manny bringing Isaiah back? Because remember, he was saying before the season, like, you know, bad hip and all, he, you know, what.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that didn't sign Rondo. I don't think
these signings indicate to me that there's something in the works with Kawhi.
Yeah.
And so we hold on to all assets. I wouldn't sign Isaiah, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, I guess in a twist of fate, he can go back to Phoenix. Brooklyn, who did sign Ed Davis, they also signed Joe Harris, an improving swingman, and they lose your boy Nick Stauskas, former Michigan man. He's in Portland now. So whose minutes does he take? He takes Shabazz Napier's minutes?
They have a turn swingman over there because they got that McConnell.
They got Connaughton, who was getting the minutes over Mo Harkless.
Yeah.
And somebody still finds Evan Turner valuable.
How?
I don't know, because he's still on the payroll.
Which I'll tell you what's shocking for me is that I didn't see anything from the Knicks. I mean, obviously money is a weird thing with them, but I didn't see anything from the Knicks, nothing from the Wizards.
That's not worrying.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, I was like,
Here's the thing on the Wizards though. Between Otto, John Wall, and Beal, like all of their extensions kick in. They ain't got no cap space. That's why they had to trade Gortat for Austin Rivers.
Well, that's the only reason why they.
And they still, as Chris eloquently said, Jerry West is now in the house, B.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, Doc has no control no more.
He's in charge. Aaron Baines stays with Boston, 2 years and $11 million.
It's over went to the Bucks.
Juve stays with the Rockets 1 year. He's gonna get minutes now.
Yeah.
They don't have a reason.
Yeah,
Magic signed to take his spot.
I think now PJ Tucker may be a starter now because Yeah.
Speaking of that, anybody want Ryan Anderson's contract?
Nah, man.
2 years and $42 million left.
What do you think about this whole Chris Paul max deal, man?
Okay,
See, I had no problem with the max part. I have a problem with that third and fourth year.
here's my thing though. Were you willing to pay more? Like, would you have given him 2 years and $90 million?
I think so.
Pay him here. Here's 45 a year, and then, I don't know about them other. We make them other 2 years team and player options or a mutual option buyout or something like that. Chris Paul goes for 4 years, $160 million. So between him and Harden will be making 80 million.
Yeah.
Look, hey, can you type in Harden Spotrac for us, please, and see what year, what Harden is making in this upcoming season? We all talked about Trevor Ariza. Marco Bellinelli returns to the Spurs, 2 years and $12 million.
I like that.
I like that move as well. Jeremy Grant. I like Jeremy Grant. Okay, we'll check back on you in 3 years, young fella.
Still ain't got nobody that can shoot. Though.
He stays with the Thunder for $27 million. They still have no shot.
Did I take Exum go back to?
Has not said yet.
He hasn't been anywhere. I don't know.
Rudy Gay returns to the Spurs at 1 year, $10 million.
Which is weird because he bettered himself last year. And I'm assuming because he thinks that Rudy's going to be gone. Or Kawhi's going to be gone.
But but he bet on himself. It took the short-term deal, but he probably went out there and was thinking, what we got? Like, what are we getting offered? Do we have a comparable Rudy Gay player out here that got a better deal? Like, Tyreek is clearly a better player, but he only got $2 million more on a similar 1 year deal.
But I think if Tyreek showed more consistency being healthy, then I'm pretty sure he would have got way better.
Yeah, I think Tyreek is one of those guys that he could potentially be a great six man. I think that, and another guy that's out there that we haven't paid any mind to, I know the Warriors have had his name on the radar, is Jamal Crawford.
Right.
Because he becomes an interesting thing because I don't know what team. I mean, obviously Warriors would be the likely team, but I would look at a team like Boston because we don't even know Teddy Rozier's situation
Or Marcus Smart.
or Marcus Smart's situation.
Okay, let's talk about Marcus Smart and some of these other restricted free agents. So Julius Randle off the market, Aaron Gordon returning to the Orlando Magic.
So there's James Harden is at 42 mil per year.
Yeah, so him and Chris Paul will be making 82. They will be taking up 82 of the projected $102 million cap in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, again, D'Antoni gonna love it because, all right, I only got 7 players on the roster every night to play. They're gonna have to bring back Nene. They traded Sam Decker, right? And Montrez.
Yeah, Montrez free agent though, I think.
They were there on the Clippers.
So they're Clippers now,
That was
right?
their Clippers.
They have no depth. So you got to bring back Luke. You're gonna probably overplay PJ Tucker. I think Capella's negotiating power is kind of up a little bit. I might have to overpay. And if I'm Magic, while you kicking the boogie tires and maybe thinking about Brook Lopez, get some freaky pay. Listen, when the language written in the Chandler Parsons contract with the Mavs was a stroke of genius. And I don't understand why more teams don't do that. Now, Zach Lowe sort of explained it to me when he said there's no cap space. And I understand all of that. Okay? But if I'm a team, listen, man, Capella is what you need, okay? Like Jaleel Okafor, he's a wash. He's washed and he's younger than Capella. Capella is nice, okay? And I think the clip, your man Fertitta is going to borrow some money from his kinfolk, from some of that UFC sale to pay this luxury tax, okay? Chris Paul and James Harden, again, boys and girls, are making $82 million of the 100. Chris posted the cap. Now you can go over the cap and pay your own players. Chris Paul did qualify for bird rights when he exercised the option before he got traded. Okay, so you can pay him over the cap, but look, man, the rest of y'all gonna be looking for scraps.
Yeah. And
as the Dubs have shown in winning the title, man, we need depth. Hey, Jordan Bell, the second round pick we just bought from the Bulls. Looney, McCall in the 2016-2017 season. So the cheap talent is gonna get you. All right. Let's go ahead and take a break because we need to build the podium. We need to make sure Billy and Sam and Paul George are set and ready because Endo has questions for you. Paul George signs a 4-year, $134 million contract. We will discuss that, and we will discuss DeAndre Jordan finally joining the Dallas Mavericks. Mo Sports Talk on theafterparty.com.